Alright, so I'm gonna go ahead and start saying that I don't jungle Yi, and I don't necessarily do a lot of jungling myself. I'm more or less a laner, and I think laning is one of my stronger suits in the game. But I'll go ahead and say that if you are blue side, I would attempt to invade their red, and part of the reason why is because invading their red sets them behind. It makes their ganks a lot weaker. But you also have the advantage of when you're on the blue side, if you invade their red, then you can go immediately to your blue, take your blue, and then gank top. And the reason why this is important is because top lane is like an island. So no one really likes going top lane because it feels so far away from everything else. Like early game, important things are like, dragon control, uh, making sure your AD carries in the game because he's the most important in the fights later on. Um, the top lane is not as impactful early on, and so what I would do is try to get him, snowballing as early as possible because if you go top and you get a kill, or if you get your top ahead in some way, then you may never have to go top again. Like, top lane is an island, and that also means that if the snowball starts, it's very hard and it's very annoying to stop the snowball top lane. And if he is snowballing, if one person on your team gets ahead, then you can start trying to get other lanes ahead and not have to worry too much about top lane. So that's what I would do. I would attempt to start their red, um, and if you can take the red, take your blue, then go top. Even if all you do is burn a flash against top, that's fine. It might be enough to set your top laner ahead, especially if their top took damage. If top lane gank is not possible, I would go down to your red because as soon as their jungler realizes that his red is gone, he's going to come straight into your red. He's going to try to invade. At least most likely. Either that or he's going to try to gank a lane because he realizes his buff is gone. And one of the best ways to come back from being behind is to gank. Of course, a level 2 gank from Warwick is not really that strong, so that's definitely something I would suggest in the future. You also have not ganked like anything really. You haven't really gone top, come back around. You did start your blue, go to your red. Um, I don't know whether. Uh, See, usually whenever I get red buff, I go to a lane, or I'll do a pass through in a lane. I don't spend that much time in the jungle because I feel like if you sit there in the jungle and just camp all the time. Okay, I don't know what did what did you just do here? What are your items? Okay, so you use Scrying Orb. Okay, that's a little cute, but that doesn't. I mean, I guess that saves you time. I don't know why you started Scrying Orb really anyway. I don't feel like that's something you want to get as a jungler, but I think the fact that you haven't really ganked any lanes with your two buffs is pretty problematic. Granted, Warwick hasn't either, but that going even is not what you want to be doing. You want to be getting ahead or getting your team ahead. I don't know if I would have followed through with that. As soon as they started backing off, I think I would have headed back in the jungle because I think Warwick's getting ahead of you at this point, or he's just starting to. He's still jungling and getting levels and stuff. Um, Whereas you being here in lane doesn't actually do that much. I think I'm gonna start speeding it up because it doesn't look like there's much action going in terms of what you're doing. early game anyway, so I'm just gonna speed it up to 2 times, and I'll turn it back down as soon as like I start seeing some like game impact, because um, you're not really ganking lanes. You didn't do anything with your double buffs really. Morg is pushed. You're going to wraiths. I mean, you can't really gank, I guess, at half health anyway, but you haven't really added any sort of pressure to the map, except maybe at bottom. Um, and you are getting bottom ahead, I guess, because they're having to back, but uh, you still haven't visited top. I think top is one of the lanes that you want to be snowballing from an early start, or at least giving top the advantage early on. And then bottom is always the hardest to gank because the support's probably got wards, and so top and mid is where I would probably concentrate a lot of my focus. It looks like you're going top here. You need to be careful because you're at half health, so half health and out of mana. This is very, very dangerous. Half health, out of mana, no buffs. I don't think you can actually even do anything here. Yeah, I don't. You've had no impact because you have basically no mana. You have enough for 1 Q. You're at half health. Um, I mean, yeah, going top actually does nothing here, really. I guess you were talking because you just died. Yeah. But yeah, regardless of whatever lag you had, you didn't need to go top anyway at that point. She was pushed up to her turret. You had no mana basically. You were half health, no buffs. You weren't gonna really accomplish anything. Um, yeah, it looks like you are DC'd. I guess not. Yeah, I don't know what happened. I wish I knew like more about how Jungle Yi builds, because I actually don't know. I can't actually give you any advice on Jungle Yi building. But yeah, so far you've had minimal lane impact really. So when you take this red buff, I want to see what you do with it. Yeah, going top, you actually did the exact opposite of what you need to do, and that is snowball top. You kind of basically fed top, and now their top can probably snowball. I would have gotten that CS. I don't see why you had to just sit there and heal. I don't think she had enough kill potential on you to dive you at your turret. Not half health. You also have red buff, so it's, I mean, she's got to like commit hard, and you've got to screw up pretty badly. I think I would have just gotten the CS at the tower there. So I'm gonna see what you're doing here. Darius looks like he's playing super scared. Yeah. So far you haven't really done anything with this red buff. Your blue is gone because Warwick took it. Yeah. So as of now, Warwick has had greater impact than you have. Warwick is actually a pretty slow jungle too, compared to you. So that's really not a good thing. That was a good kill there. Good pickup. It's 12 minutes in the game. I wouldn't be taking this tower. I would be calling for dragon immediately. Especially because Warwick is top. So you taking the tower here, it gets bought in the game, like as in they can start rotating, but taking the tower at 12 minutes also means they're not farming much. So you'll notice that Varus has 41 CS, Well, the bot lane basically is 40 CS, and that's pretty bad for 13 minutes. But I mean, this is not exactly like the highest of elo normals game. But that is a problem because now your bot lane is gonna kind of struggle to farm. Another reason why you take Dragon is because Dragon, you can take bottom tower like almost any time, right? Like bottom outer tower should ideally fall around, I would say, like 18 to 20 minute mark. But you can't take Dragon at any time because Dragon is something that's temporary. It spawns and respawns, and if you're the first team to take Dragon, then you get Dragon control. You know the timer for when Dragon's going to be back up. The other team doesn't. So this is just sort of like a strange engagement on their part, um, where you guys win because they got greedy. They did trade towers though. Um, I mean, I guess that's a decent trade. So it looks like you guys are gonna get the first dragon anyway. Yeah, okay. That's good. But I think the better opportunity was not now. I think it was when you guys were taking the turret, because you actually don't want the turret to be gone at like 14 minutes in the game. This Jinx is stupid. I don't understand. Oh man, this is like a real cleanup. Yeah. So they were dumb, and now you guys can press. Yeah, and take out. So that's good. You guys actually have full dragon control now, I think. Um, you guys really got greedy here and kind of overstayed. Because after you take inner tower, you guys should have just left. This is really good on your part. You see that their mid is not down yet and that they're chasing your team. So taking this mid tower is a really, really good play. Yeah, so that's good. You didn't leave. You see that they're still basically chasing your team bottom. You're gonna be able to get this tower as well. That's really good. Right, so you should be able to get some damage on this tower. Um, no, that Q is completely unnecessary because if she stuns you, you could die. I feel like just using the Q there was just kind of a cute move and really not what you need to do. You need to just basically leave because you could have just died there. I don't understand what's with the Scrying Orb and to being able to use Q to jungle faster. At this point in the game, it's 20 minutes. I mean, you shouldn't really have that orb anyway. You should sell it and either get a sweeping lens or a warding totem. Start helping your team out more than just being able to jungle more. Alright, so I'm just gonna speed this up 4 times. See what's going on. Series of bad engages. I get these in my games too. I mean, they happen at all levels of play, really. People running around, not grouping up. This is what bugs me. A lot of my normal games. Like no one groups up after laning phase is over. When in higher elo, everyone would just like group up and just start pushing hard, uh, as opposed to just like running around and farming. So random like skirmishes around the jungle, near the jungle, in the jungle. People chasing ridiculously far when they shouldn't. So one of them is dead. Um, hmm. Right, so that's fine. You know, one of them is dead. And then you guys killed Kate. You guys are pressing the advantage here. Pressing this tower. That's good. Alright, you guys got cleaned up really hard. So at around 28 minutes to 30 minutes and onward, you want to start being careful because when you start losing team fights is when things start getting really bad. Um, Around the 30-minute mark, when you lose a team fight, it often means like an inhib goes down, or if you already lost an inhib, then your Nexus towers are gone. And if those are gone, then it's usually the game or Baron. Yep, so you guys got aced. The issue is you guys didn't make progress, so like you guys are just kind of running around. You guys just went around just sort of chasing for kills. I don't actually know if Dragon respawned before that fight or was there before the fight, but that was definitely an objective you guys could have taken, or you could have called for since you're the jungler. You're the one who can call for Baron and Dragon most effectively since you have the smite. But one thing is that you guys actually didn't push the wave, and so even if you guys had won the fight, um, actually there's no tower here I guess, so you guys could have just walked up and started hitting inhib. But since you guys lost the fight, you guys lost Dragon, and you also have to basically like, re-push this entire wave. And so you want to get waves pushing generally before you just kind of I don't know go around and try to get kills, which is sort of a problem. Uh, Problem in lower levels is that people just kind of run around for kills as opposed to actually trying to win the game here. Not sure what you guys or what your bot lane is doing in their base right now. Some decent amount of progress on the inhib, but you guys didn't actually take it. As far as where you were, you died like over here somewhere. I'm not sure what's going on. Maybe you were trying to ward Baron. Warding Baron at 30 minutes is what you're supposed to do. Um, but you guys actually need to pink Baron. You should probably get a pink ward if you can afford it. And when I ward Baron, I actually don't ward in the pit. Because people will check for that. I ward in like places that you can see Baron, but people won't actually scan for. So I'll ward like here, or maybe somewhere else awkward, kind of like back here or something, where you can see like if they're at Baron, but you can't. They usually won't sweep that area. So you guys get a free inhib. That's good. It's because they're trying to do some dumb deck like backdoor tactic that doesn't work. At least it doesn't work without teleport, I should say. Oh, you guys might just. This might be it. Let's make some major progress here. Because two of them are dead. Yeah, you've got a second in him. That's good. You guys really need to ward Baron. Or like. Because Baron is one viable way they might actually get back in this game. Yeah, they're not picking very good fights here. But you guys are all low and you guys overstayed pretty hard. Drags up. You're gonna solo drag. That's good. They're hanging around Baron. Yeah, you walked around and got caught. It was pretty much just lack of map awareness because you guys actually saw them near Baron here, and so when you walked over here, you probably could have expected them to actually just be there to ambush you. Wow, the amount of people who overstay is pretty ridiculous on both sides here. The advantage is starting to even out now. This Kate's build is... I don't know why she got a Hurricane. That's so weird. If they get Baron and you guys can't contest it, it might just be the game. As long as you're dead, it's very hard for you to contest Baron. Okay. And that's basically the game, yeah. Alright, so several things. One of them is you should have taken Dragon into the bottom turret early on. You need to be more impactful when you have double buff. More impactful as a laner in general, or not a laner, as a jungler in general. More map awareness, because you died over here for basically no reason, because even though you didn't have vision of the sort of bush here, you had vision here. You could have seen them in this area, so when you walked through middle lane, you could have expected them to be there and ambush you. Um, you need to call Dragon and Baron, well, not necessarily Baron, but you need to call Dragon more since you're the jungler. Can't really criticize your build, it seems fine to me. You might have been able to backdoor a bit more effectively, but I don't think I don't think backdooring was the issue. I think the main issue was um, not really having an impactful early game to snowball your team, not calling enough objectives, and just making some poor map awareness choices, or one critical map awareness choice that basically gave them Baron, and then they took it from there. So.